Para po sa mga lahat na nagtatanong kung paano at kung ano-ano yung mga requirements para sa visa application for Belgium, this video is for you at please watch hanggang sa dulo para sa mga tips at kung ano yung mga na-experience namin sa pagkuha ng requirements at sa pag-apply ng visa for Belgium. Pero bago yan, ay kung hindi ka pa nakapag-subscribe, ay please click mo na po yung subscribe button and bell notification button para update ka sa mga next videos na i-upload ko. Thank you so much! Disclaimer lang po muna, kung ano man po yung mga list of requirements na meron ako or yung ginawa namin is based po yon sa aming experience. At ito po yung list of requirements ng time na nag-apply kami ng visa. So sa aming case po ay last year, September 2025 kami nag-apply ng visa. So yun po yung list of requirements na in-accomplish ko. If ever po na may nabago for this year, so ilalagay ko na lang po yung link ng website ng BFS Global para sa inyong reference, para in case na meron pong changes ay ma-accomplish nyo po kagad. And based nga po doon sa ating title, ito po yung mga requirements for visa application for family reunification or family reunion with non-European spouse or yung tinatawag na visa D. So, kung European spouse or European po yung inyong petitioner, so iba po yung list of requirements na kailangan nyong i-comply. So, kailangan nyo pong kumpletuhin muna yung mga requirements bago kayo mag-schedule sa BFS Global or bago kayo magbayad, ganyan. Para at least bago dumating yung schedule nyo ay kompleto na yung mga requirements na kailangang i-submit. And dahil non-European spouse yung asawa ko na nasa Europe or yung petitioner namin ng anak ko, so ang ifa-follow ko na list of requirements ay yung for non-European spouse. And meron pong dalawang portion ng requirements. Ito yung general requirements at saka yung supporting documents. So doon sa general requirements, kapag spouse at sa anak, halos parehas. Meron lang isa po na naiba kasi doon sa spouse ay merong isang nadagdag. Sa minor or below 18 na children ay 5 yung general requirements. So eto, doon muna tayo sa spouse muna. Sa akin, para sa akin na requirements, general requirements. And number 1 is yung visa application form duly completed and signed. Ito ay hindi ko muna siya finilapan. So, kapag nung nakompleto ko na yung mga requirements ko, saka ko siya finilapan. And then, number 2, sa general requirements is yung passport with validity of at least 3 months longer than the validity period of the D visa. Ayun, kung maaari, kahit years na yung validity ng passport nyo, mas mahaba, mas okay. So, dun sa number 3, ito po yung copy of the data page of passport together with all pages having visas and stamps. So, kailangan yung dalhin syempre yung passport nyo and then photocopy yung front page and lahat ng ma-stamp na passport, lahat ng ma-stamp sa passport nyo, kailangan i-photocopy. And then number 4 sa general requirements is 1 passport size photo with white background and not older than 6 months. Ayan, sabi dito 1 passport size lang na photo pero gawin nyo pong 3 peraso kasi ang pag-compile ng requirements ay kailangan po 1 original copy at saka 2 photocopies. 2 copies. So, bale, 3 set siya na ipiprepare nyo. And then, yung number 5 is non-refundable visa application fee to be paid upon submission of visa application. So, prepare kayo ng pera for visa application fee. Kapag meron na kayong schedule, kapag pupunta na kayo doon sa BFS Global. And then yung number 6, ito yung wala doon sa minor or doon sa anak na requirements for general requirements, is yung proof of payment of the contribution fee. Bali, ang magpa-process po nito ay yung asawa mo na nandun sa Belgium. Siya yung magbabayad para sa processing of Visa D application na parang requirement siya as extra contribution. Yung asawa mo sa Belgium, siya yung magdi-deposit directly sa bank account ng Belgium bago ka mag-submit ng application dito doon sa BFS Global sa Manila. Ayan. So, ayun yung 6 na general requirements for spouse. And nakalagay dito, please note the application has to proceed to the embassy for mandatory interview. Pero sabi sa amin dito, phone call interview daw. And punta na tayo doon sa supporting documents. Bali doon sa supporting documents, nahati din siya sa dalawa. Yung first is from the spouse to be joined in Belgium. And then, yung second is from the visa applicant. So, sa asawa mo yung doon and then sa akin. Ito yung dalawang parts for supporting documents. And doon sa spouse to be joined in Belgium, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4 na requirements na kailangan i-comply. So, first, ito yung proof of identity or yung Belgian ID. It's either A card niya, B card niya, or kung anong card yung hawak niya. Ayan. Next is yung proof of registered and sufficient lodging. Ito yung proof na meron siyang sariling apartment at doon kayo titira together. Ito yung property tax at saka yung deed of the house. Ayan. Kapag nagra-rent na siya ng apartment, meron po yung parang kontrata or yung nakaregister siya na siya yung nakatira doon sa apartment na yon. So, yun yung i-inform mo doon sa asawa mo. And then, yung certificate of registration with health insurance company. Ito yung insurance ng asawa mo, tapos pupunta siya doon sa office nila, and then i-inform ng asawa mo na ikaw as a spouse at saka yung anak mo ay i-cover ng insurance mo, i-apply ng spouse mo kapag dating nyo doon. Ayan. Parang katunayan lang, certificate lang na pagdating namin dito ay makukover kami ng insurance. Ayan. And number 4, para sa requirements, supporting documents from the spouse to be joined in Belgium ay yung proof of regular, stable, and sufficient income covering 1 year prior to submission of visa application. Ayan. Yung bus contract or yung regular contract ng asawa mo na nagtatrabaho dun sa Belgium. Yung salary slip niya, 1 year, ipopotocopy mo yon. And then, yung last income tax assessment paper from the finance department in Belgium. And next is, punta naman tayo doon sa from the visa applicant. Ito yung requirements ko na kinuha ko. Ayan. First is yung birth certificate issued from the Philippines Statistic Authority or from PSA, security paper, and with DFA apostille. Ayan. And then number 2 is yung proof of civil status before marriage. Ito yung advisory in marriage. Ayan, yun yung makukuha mo sa PSA. Ang nakalagay kasi dito, civil status before marriage. Pero ang lalabas doon or yung kukuhanin niya sa PSA is advisory on marriage. Yan po ay DFA apostille nyo rin. And may nakalagay dito, kasi hindi ko na naman to kailangan. If ever lang in your case, ayan, if single, kailangan niyang certificate of non-appearance or yung SENUMAR. And then, if formerly married and the marriage was held in the Philippines and has been annulled, ayan, kailangan niyo ng court judgment of annulment, ayan, former marriage certificate, ayan. The next is, if formerly married and the marriage was held in the Philippines but divorced abroad, Kailangan nyo ng recognition or validation of the divorce decree by the Philippine with DFA apostille. Then former marriage certificate with annotation of annulment. Ayan. And if formerly married and the marriage was held abroad and divorced abroad, ayan, kailangan nyo rin ng divorce decree issued by the appropriate court in such country, PSA advisory. Ayan. And if widower or widow, death certificate of former husband, and then PSA advisory on marriage with DFA apostille din. And then yung pangatlong requirements, ayan, yung NBI clearance issued not less than 6 months and with DFA apostille din. And yung number 4 na requirements for visa applicant, ayan, is yung medical certificate attesting that you are not carrying any of the diseases which might endanger public health. Ayan. Yung list ng Embassy's accredited clinics, ayan, makikita nyo po yan sa link. Kapag nilagay ko na po yung link sa description box kung saan nyo makikita yung list ng requirements. Ayan. Pero in our case, doon po kami sa Peralta Clinic nagpa-medical, kami dalawa ng anak ko. And then for both partners, meron din pong requirements is yung marriage certificate. Yung kukuha kayo sa PSA ng inyong marriage contract and then ipapa-apostille nyo po ulit yan. Nyo rin po yan sa DFA. Ayan. Yun po yung mga requirements for spouse. So, kagaya ko na merong asawa sa Belgium. So yun yung mga requirements na kailangan kong i-accomplish bago mag-set ng appointment sa BFS para sa visa application. Punta naman tayo sa mga requirements ng mga anak. Ito yung visa for family reunification for children below 18 years old with a non-European parent or a Filipino parent who is the spouse or partner of a non-European citizen or for visa D. Ito yung mga requirements. So, meron ng general requirements and then yung supporting documents. Ayan. Doon sa general requirements, tulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, meron 5 na list of requirements. Yung first is visa application form, duly completed and signed, passport with at least 3 months longer than the validity period of the visa D. Kung paso na yung passport nyo, so i-renew nyo muna bago kayo mag-apply ng visa. And then, yung number 3 is yung copy of the data page of passport together with all the pages having visas and stamps. And yung number 4, yung passport size photo with white background, not older than 6 months. So, sabi dito, 1 passport lang, pero tulad ng sabi ko, kailangan 3 pieces. Kasi kailangan nga is 3 set siya, isang original at saka 2 copies. And punta naman tayo doon sa supporting documents. From the parents to be joined in Belgium, merong 6 requirements na kailangan i-accomplish. And then, yung next is from visa applicant. So, ito yung sa anak mo. Merong 1, 2, merong 4 na requirements na kailangan i-comply or kailangan mong kuhanin muna bago kayo mag-apply ng visa. So, punta tayo dun sa from the parents to be joined in Belgium. Ito yung mga kailangan niyang i-prepare bago kayo mag-apply ng visa. So, number 1 is yung kagaya kanina, proof of identity of the parent and his or her Belgian spouse, if any, or both copy of the ID cards. So, dito, yung passport ng tatay niya or ng nanay niya na i-join niya sa Belgium. And then, yung copy ng ID ng parents niya, like A card, B card, or kung anong card yung meron siya. And proof of marriage or official cohabitation of the parent and Belgian spouse or partner, if any. So, dito yung marriage certificate. So, kailangan naka-apostille din po yan. And then, family composition certificate issued by the municipality and Belgium. Ito po yung kukuhanin ng parents sa Belgium. And then, number 4 is yung proof of registered and sufficient lodging. Ito yung property tax, kagaya yung sa requirements ng sa akin kanina, property tax at saka yung deed of the house. So, ayan. And then, next is proof of certificate of health insurance. Ayan. Yung parent na nasa Belgium, pupunta doon sa kung saang health insurance siya nakaregister. And then, i-inform niya yung health insurance na parating yung kanyang anak and yung spouse. At pagdating nila dito sa Belgium is i-register niya para magkaroon sila ng health insurance. So, hingi siya ng certificate doon sa kanyang insurance company na ilalagay doon yung pangalan ng anak, and then yung birthday, and then pangalan ng asawa na visa applicant, and then yung birthday niya. Ayan, na sa katunayan na, ayun nga, i-cover ng insurance pagdating dito sa Belgium. And then next is yung proof of regular, stable, and sufficient income covering 1 year prior to submission of the visa application. Ito yung salary slips, ayan, for 1 year. Lahat ng pay slip or salary slip, ayan, for 1 year. And then yung last income tax assessment paper from the finance department in Belgium. Ayan. So yun yung mga requirements na kukuhanin ng parents to be joined sa Belgium. So, ito naman yung para sa bata or visa applicant na bata. First is yung birth certificate from PSA. So, kailangan nakapa-apostille din po yan. DFA apostille. And then, if ever, ito yung pangalawa, if ever lang naman, kung hindi, so wag nyo na itong kuhanin. Proof of custody. If the name of both biological parents are mentioned in the birth certificate. Then, applicant has to get an affidavit of consent from the parent living in the Philippines allowing him or her to live permanently with his parent in Belgium. This document must be DFA apostille. Dito sa proof of custody, if ever lang na yung anak mo lang yung mag-apply ng visa application at hindi kasama yung kanyang nanay or yung kanyang tatay. For example, yung tatay yung nasa Belgium and yung nanay niya is hindi niya kasama sa pag-travel or sa pag-apply ng application. So, kailangan ng proof of custody na sa katunayan na applicant has to get an affidavit of consent from the parent living in the Philippines allowing her to live permanently with his parent in Belgium. Ayun lang. And kailangan naka-DFA apostille. Ayun, malinaw po ba yun? Kailangan ng proof of custody kapag hindi kasama yung isang parent. And then, if ever, kailangan ng proof of custody, in the absence of an affidavit of consent, a court judgment giving sole custody of the parent in Belgium must be submitted. So, kailangan din ito na the court judgment must have be a finality decree with DFA apostille. And then, if the parent in the Philippines is deceased, death certificate issued on the Philippine or PSA security paper with DFA apostille. So, kailangan lang ng additional proof of custody kapag may ganong mga cases. If ever na wala naman, so skip nyo lang yon, huwag nyo na pong i-accomplish yun. Kasi wala naman kayong kailangang kuhanin kapag hindi ganun yung setup nyo. And then number 3 na requirements for children ay yung proof of civil status. So kukuhanan nyo po siya ng certificate of non-appearance in the National Indices of Marriage or ito yung tinatawag na CENOMAR issued by PSA at kailangan po ulit naka-DFA apostille. And then yung panglima na requirements is yung medical certificate attesting that you are not carrying any of the diseases which might endanger public health from one of the embassy's accredited clinics. So in our case, sa Peralta Medical Clinic po kami nagpa-medical. And ito po yung ating mga tips na ibibigay ko po sa inyo para mas smooth yung inyong pag-apply ng visa ninyo. And then, hindi po kayo magastusan ng sobra. Like for example, Ang nakalagay po kasi dito, ang required is 3 set. So kung para sa spouse, sa akin, visa applicant, and dun sa children or sa child, ayan, kailangan 3 sets. Isang original at 2 copies. Ayan, kasi mahal po ang pa-photocopy kapag nandun na po kayo sa BFS Global kapag nag-visa application na kayo. And then, marami po kasi yung mga i-photocopy mo. Like, lahat ng requirements, kailangan nyo po na sunod-sunod. So, kapag na-check nyo na po yung link ng requirements, ayan, i-print out nyo po for example, sa'yo as spouse, and dun sa anak mo na mag-a-apply din ng visa, mag-print po kayo ng ganito, and then para masundan nyo kung ano yung mga sunod-sunod. Kailangan nyo po yung iset or pag sunod-sunurin, i-arrange nyo po yung lahat ng documents according dito sa list of requirements. At ganun din po sa mga copies. So yung original, pag sunod-sunurin mo, pag-arrange mo yung lahat ng original and then yung copies, ganun din po. And then, ang una ko pong ginawa dito is kumuha muna ako ng PSA, yung birth certificate ng anak ko, birth certificate ko, yung advisory on marriage ko, and then yung SENUMAR ng anak ko, and then marriage contract namin. And then, nagpa-DFA apostille po ako sa Pasay, I think. So, gagawin ko na lang po ng video kung paano magpa-DFA apostille para mas detail kasi medyo mahaba na po yung video natin. So, yun yung una kong ginawa, and then pwede nyo na pong isabay sa PSA pag pa-DFA apostille yung NBI. So, kuha ka, o ikaw as a parent, kumuha ka ng iyong NBI clearance for multi-purpose naman yung NBI natin sa Pilipinas. So, yun, pwede mo na siyang isabay pag pa-DFA apostille ng iyong mga PSA para isang schedule na. Ayan. And then, meron din, kailangan nyo rin po kasi magpa-appointment para sa DFA apostille. Ayan. And then next, nung na-okay na namin yung mga ganong requirements, so kailangan din, habang ikaw na nasa Pilipinas, habang ina-accomplish mo yung mga requirements na kailangan nyo ng anak mo, doon sa spouse mo naman or yung partner or yung petitioner mo sa Belgium, kailangang asikasuhin niya na rin yung kanyang mga requirements na kailangan tulad noong family composition certificate, yung proof of register niya, sufficient lodging, ganyan. At saka yung certificate ng health insurance at saka yung sa tax assessment niya. Ayan. Mostly naman online pwede niyang makuha yon sa Belgium. And then, once kompleto na po yung mga requirements, saka po kayo magpa-schedule sa BFS for visa application. Ayan, kapag po papa-appointment, so may bayad po sa BFS online, bukod pa po yung bayad pagdating doon sa date ng visa application nyo. So yung visa application fee is non-refundable, either kung approve or deny yung application nyo is hindi po siya mara-refund. And ganun din po yung sa BFS online kasi once mag-appointment ka ay merong bayad. So parang hindi ko alam kung ang tawag doon, nalimutan ka na. Basta meron siyang bayad kapag magpapa-schedule kayo or magpapa-appointment kayo sa BFS online. So ready your money. So yung sa BFS online siguro nasa 4,000, dalawa na kami ng anak ko. More or less, not sure. Ayun. And then for visa application, kami ng anak ko is almost 24,000. I think nasa 23,500. Wait, i-check ko lang. Ayan, yung visa application fee is 11,700 pesos each. So kung 5 yung anak mo, times 5. Ayan. Kung 6 kayong kung ilan kayo, times 11,700. And then yung sa sa PFS, meron yung kasama sa LBC Courier. If ever approve or basta kung ano man yung result ng inyong visa application, papa-LBC nila yung passports nyo. So, binayaran nyo yung 470 I think each passport. Ayan. Kaya, parang yung online fee sa BFS, kasama na yung yung LBC Courier. Sa amin dalawa ng anak ko is nasa 4,700. Ayan. So ngayon hindi ko alam kung tumaas ba siya or bumaba. So eto po nga ay based sa aming experience. And para po dun sa medical, if ever walang repeat na gagawin, ang babayaran nyo kung dalawa kayo sa anak ko or sa akin, ayan, yung binayaran namin or yung total bill namin is 70,800 pesos. So, ayan, almost 18,000 for medical yon. Ayan. And then, kapag okay na po yon, yung lahat ng requirements nyo, ayan, pwede na po kayong mag-schedule sa BFS at ayan, mag-accomplish na po kayo ng inyong visa application. If ever po meron kayong tanong or hindi masyadong clarify yung pagka-explain ko, pwede po kayong magsulat ng comment or magtanong sa ating comment section just in case meron akong nakaligtaan na information. So, pwede ko po kayong ma-replyan if may extra time tayo or kapag nabasa ko kaagad yung inyong comment. Ayan. And if ever po na meron pong follow-up videos, ayan, mag-post na lang po ako, mag-upload na lang po ako for iba pang requirements like yung paano mag-DFA apostille, paano sa pagpa-medical. So, ano pa yung mga tanong nyo, ayan, pwede ko pong gawa ng video sa mga next upload natin. Pero, for this time, ayan po muna kasi medyo mahaba na po. So, stop ko muna ngayon. Kaya, if ever hindi ka pa nakapag-subscribe para ma-update ka sa mga next nating upload, ayan, please click the subscribe button and the notification button. Thank you so much for watching. Hanggang sa next video. Bye!